Well, Mayhem Miller's in studio. We got some news. I got stuff to complain about.
You want to complain first, or I'll jump right into it?
I'll complain a little, and then we'll get into the news, and then I'll complain some more.
Very well.
I had to drive with Mike August for a long time yesterday. My car took a shit, and we had stuff to do. It so happened, as I explained, that he was coming here anyway from Yorba Linda, which is in Orange County, and that we had to go to Leno's shop to tape something. And then he was going to drive me from Leno's shop back to Malibu, which is not close, and then he was going to go from Malibu back to Yorba Linda in Orange County, which is a lot. So first things first, Mike gets a new electric car.
Yeah.
All electric Volvo. And I forgot. Now, Mike drives hard and very aggressively, and he drives like cops were never born. That's how he drives. He gets in rental cars and he just drives the fuck out of them. He drives so hard that he shifts automatic cars. That's his thing. He gets hold of automatic cars where you just put it in drive, and he's working the shift. And I'm like, Mike, we're going to Burbank Airport. Just put it in drive. Just put it in drive. Bang, bang down. Once in a while, he grabs the wrong gear, like he drops it into low. It's like, on the front. But Mike, you don't, it's an automatic. You don't need to do this. It's like banging gears. He do it on, once in a while, he drives my car. Like when we're going to the airport, I'm like, Mike, I don't want you blowing up my transmission from here to Burbank Airport. It's 9.5 minutes. Just put it in drive.
Has he ever driven the car in question?
The Volvo?
No, the car that has some transmission problems sounds pretty suspicious.
He blew up his own transmission in his Nissan that he claims to not be responsible for. But I know you can only... Those cars are meant to be put into drive and then driven, not dropped into second and then low and then banged back up into second and drive. He shifts when he drives an automatic car. That is how aggressive he is behind the wheel. Now, I drive race cars, and I don't care. So that's my thing. Yeah. So when we finished a late show and are driving back to the hotel at midnight, and he's going nuts, I just sit there in the passenger seat drinking a beer. And he just goes nuts.
He just goes.
He goes hard. Now, there's not a woman alive that could sit in that passenger seat without breaking her fingernails off into the dash in front of her or screaming or physically. So there's no woman that could tolerate that. There are not a lot of guys that could tolerate that. But I have some gene that does not react to danger the way normal people do, and I do have a pretty extensive racing background, so I'm not bothered.
Trust in the airbag.
By it, and I have a lot of trust in that airbag. But Mike, I'm used to going around in shitbox rental cars with Mike, and or sometimes his car, sometimes my car, which are fairly gutless. What you got to understand with an electric car, it's immediate torque right there, right now. So when I drive on the freeway with Mike and Mike's doing what he's doing, he punches it to change lanes. The car goes, it's got to catch. The transmission's got to drop a gear. It takes a second. It's not instantaneous power.
Yeah.
Electric cars, instantaneous power. So when Mike drives an electric car, it's like somebody has a super golf cart and there's just a maniac behind the wheel of a super souped up golf cart, and you're just sitting in it,
just robbing a bank every day.
That's how he drives. I was not used to. I've never driven an electric car with Mike. I've driven an all internal combustion, fairly gutless rental cars, and it takes a minute.
Yeah.
For him. Now it's on, and he's going like a maniac, which is, I do kind of say to him, the only time I chime in is I go, Mike, we're no danger of missing this flight, but if we get pulled over, we may miss this flight. So just get to the airport 22 seconds later, and we'll be fine. If we get pulled over, it's going to be 15, 20 minutes, and we're missing this flight. So just the only time I tell him to back it off just a little bit is when he's going hard to the airport.
I got to stop you because age has changed, Ace man. Because years and years ago on K-Rock or something stuck in my head that was a direct quote from you, and I believe it went something like, drive like a champion. If you're late, you don't just hang back. You drive like a champion, and you get there on time. And I always think that on the way to the studio late.
Well, you got to drive with purpose.
There we go.
And I feel that way all the time. Like just on the way here, like the signal changed.
Yeah.
And the two people sat there with the green. No one was moving, and no one behind. I now honk through more people than I honk at. Like I honked, and it's like, look, people, what's going on? Where are we going?
Buddy, Instagram, that's what's going on. Everybody's on their phone at the red light.
So Mike behind the wheel of an internal combustion automobile is dangerous, but I'm fine with it. But Mike in an electric car is next level. Now it's turned into a video game.
Yeah.
Like he's going insane. I mean, I actually thought, I don't do a lot of interventions, but I literally thought, I think I should call Mike and tell him, just fucking dial it down about 20%. You're going to get killed or incarcerated, like something.
Yeah.
We're not even in a rush, but all right. So we get to Leno's shop, and Mike has got to get his electric car, which is 80% charged, from Yorba Linda to Glendale. We got to go from Glendale to Burbank. Then we got to get from Burbank to Malibu, and then we got to get from Malibu back to Yorba Linda. And I'm like, I'm not sure, Mike. Like they talk about range insecurity. You may be having it, and he doesn't know where to charge it anywhere.
I figured Leno got one, no?
Leno, I said, I bet Leno doesn't have electric cars per se.
Yeah.
But I bet Leno's got
somewhere on the compound is an electric charger, 240
a
somewhere.
charger, 240. And I found it.
Told you.
So we went in to film. It's always so funny. It's like, Jay, you're doing all this shit for free? Right. Whose car's plugged in over there? Could they move it so Mike could plug his piece of shit in? And I'll tell you this too. This is another good Mike-ism, or Mike whatever. They're setting stuff up. So I got Jay's secretary, Helga, right? And I'm like, Helga, is the car? Yeah. She's like, that guy works here, I'm like, well, is it charged? If it's charged, we need to zap this thing. We need to put this thing on here, even if it's for 45 minutes, just to see if we can get 12 miles out of it. Because Mike's going to need it at the end of the night. So I go to Mike. Mike's setting up for the shoot. And Jay Leno's warehouse is 200 yards of walk, in the warehouse. And Mike's setting up. So I go, Mike, I'm going to move your car, and I'll move your car, and I'll back it up, and I'll plug it in, and we'll get some charge going. And the other guy's going to move his car out. Mike goes, yeah, okay, good idea. Now, Mike and I sat in a rental car 2 weeks ago and literally just stared at the dash and couldn't figure out how to start the car. Mike was driving, and Mike just stared. He goes, I don't know where the start button is. Like, where's the start button? It's not the old days when you just put the fucking keys in the Buick, It's like you got to stare at the dash. I have an electric car. It's an Audi. There's a button on the dash. You press it. So I'm sitting in, so I get in Mike's car to try to move it. And we were in this rental car. We had to call someone over from the rental car place to find the start button on the dash. That was Mike's.
But it was on the dash.
It was somewhere in there. But Mike did 20 minutes on, Jesus Christ, it's so complicated. How's anyone going to know how to start this thing? Blah, blah, blah. So I go, Mike, I'm moving your car. He goes, yeah, go move the car. I go, I'm going to plug it in. He goes, go ahead, plug it in. So I climb into Mike's car, the Volvo, and I look at the dash, and there's nothing. And I look at there's a little knockout, literally, the steering console, there's a plug. I mean, a bung plug or whatever, where the keys, because Volvo doesn't want to make a special column shroud for their electric car. This is the one they use on their gas cars where the key would be.
Yeah.
They just put a plug in it.
Yeah.
You know? And I'm like looking at it, I start pressing the plug, but I know it's not going to do anything, you know? And I'm like, maybe it's on the steering wheel. And I'm sitting there, and also I'm looking like an idiot because people are waiting for me to back it up and move, and that guy moved his car, and I'm just sitting in the car, and I'm staring at that dash. I just keep staring at it. And I'm like, what? How do I start this car? How do I start this electric car? And I keep staring at it. I'm looking at buttons on the steering wheel, and I'm pushing them, but they're for the radio and stuff, and then I'm dragging my hand along the dash, and blah, blah, blah. And I'm just in there for 10 minutes, just staring at this dash, going, what the fuck? Where is the start for this thing? And maybe it hit the key fob or something. Eventually, after a long time of just like a monkey, like pushing on stuff that wasn't even a button, you know, just trying to do stuff, I look down and I see that the gear selector, it's lit up. And I'm like, oh, is this car on? Is it on? Is it on?
Oh, my God.
And I put it in reverse, and I come back around, and I plug it in and everything. And then I walk over, and I go, Mike, where's the car? Where's the button? Was the car on? He goes, no, when you get in it, it turns on. I go, okay, Mike, well, you can share that. You could share that information with me when I say I'm going to go move your car, since no other car in the history of cars and all the years the cars have been made have ever just turned on when you sat in them with no pushing of buttons and no touching anything. You sit down, car's on. Since that's never happened,
Tesla does that.
you could bring it up. Oh, they have?
That's the same thing, yeah.
You don't touch anything.
Don't touch
well,
anything.
now you're right.
It's
I should have known.
disconcerting. You're right. It's like, feels wrong.
Yeah, it does.
Yeah, but the radio is on. The radio just turns on, so you know it's on. But then otherwise, what the hell? It's dead quiet. You're just sitting in a golf cart, letting the breeze touch your face.
I got an all-electric Audi, and I push a button, and I like it that way.
I know, but does it make a vroom? Does it give a vroom vroom?
No, it doesn't give a vroom vroom or a vroom vroom vroom.
Yeah.
All right, you got some.
I got some news.
You got some news there.
First thing, I think the news team is trolling me with this one. Pets in China are earning snack money in cafes as their owners send them to work. Yeah, apparently it's a thing. It's like parents sending their kids off to school. CNN's reporting this breaking news that Chinese people are sending their dogs and cats to cafes.
Why? So people can pet them?
Yes, it's a pet cafe. I remember this is something in Tokyo. They had this, so I guess it's some type of Asian style of. I guess a cat cafe could work here in America, but yeah, people are ranging from 30 to 60 yuan, about $5 to $8 a person to come in there and order something like a cup of coffee and get to enjoy other people's pets.
I don't know. I don't even. You know, commercials are starting to bug the shit out of me. The pet food commercial where they're like, "This isn't kibble. This is real food you keep in the fridge," and then they cut the pouch open and the guy scoops the goo. It's a little repugnant to me. I'm not squeamish, but I do not like looking at wet or moist dog food when I'm fucking sitting there trying to eat.
I'll tell you what, it's strange to have it inside the
fridge.
And the funny part about it is, what I notice is the dogs really enjoy it when it starts to turn a little bit.
Really?
They're really amped on it. They like it fresh, but once it starts turning, then they love it. They're running out as soon as they hear the fridge, they're coming.
I'm old fashioned. I'm with you. I like the bucket of kibble. I'm not into the the pet food in the fridge food.
Well, that's the whole campaign is like people who say, oh, if you got dog food in the fridge, and then they throw them out. That's the whole advertisement campaign.
I'm all right with all of it except for the glory shot, the beauty shot of scooping into the bowl. I don't like it. I don't like seeing depictions. I don't like it when dogs lick people's faces on TV. That's another one of those, like, not into it. That's really? I'm anyone who listens knows I don't like soap, and I don't like cleanliness, and I don't like sterilization, and I'm not into any of that stuff. It's not a germs thing.
You wouldn't let the pup lick you in the face.
I'm not a fan of dogs licking people in the face and watching it, and I don't do it. I mean, my dog would eat its own shit half the time. So, again, it's not really a germ thing. It's just kind of a slobber thing. But I'm also the guy who's stated on many occasions I'd much rather be pissed on by a dude than spit on by a dude. I've been pissed on 10,000. I've been both, but I've been pissed on more than I've been spit on, which is a rarity.
I don't know if I want to hear the rest of that, but all right. There's an interesting fact that there's going to be more pets than toddlers by the end of this year in China.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a real weird statistic. So they're sending the cats and dogs out to work. Yeah. Next up, we got Musk. His SpaceX company sues California panel over alleged political bias in rocket launch decision.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do we have that? We have that clip somewhere, I think. I was calling about it the other day. But that is the California Coastal Commission. So, your guys that you hate. If everybody wants to know what's wrong with California, it is the Coastal Commission. I mean, they're not in charge of the schools, and they're not in charge of the freeways, but it encapsulates everything that's wrong with this, which is it is 12 people, mostly angry progressives.
Elected.
They get appointed. So you have people who agree with Gavin Newsom, and then when literally somebody says, we would like to make a desalination plant so that we can have abundant water. Like, by the way, that's what Israel does. That's many countries do this now. Clean, safe, whatever. We would like to start a project that is going to be, it's going to cost $10 billion. It's going to create 10,000 jobs, and it's going to have unlimited, abundant, clean water for the residents of Southern California. 12 hippie, environmental, angry at their stepdad for molesting them, hates everybody, loves Gavin Newsom, make $61,000 a year. Those 12 assholes go, we took a vote, and there's, certain kinds of plankton that may affect in the ocean, so no. Fuck off.
How do we?
And that's what we do. And when Alan Hamill and Suzanne Summers, who've lived in Malibu for 50 years, after the home is ravaged by wildfire and they want to rebuild along PCH, they go, I don't think so.
Really?
That's what they do. And Alan Hamill told me a month ago, he goes, there was some fucking 38-year-old coos, some bitch over there, and she said, well, we're going to have to review your stuff. He said it was 8 years, and he gave up. And he said, she basically said, you can appeal this stuff, but I am the appeal. So, wow. It was like one of those movies, like where the guy gets railroaded in a small town, and like the judge comes in and you go, oh, I want to talk to the sheriff, and then he takes his judge hat off and he puts his sheriff hat on. He goes, I'm the sheriff too, bitch. Now what's your complaint? Like, that's what they do. So they're there. And guess who doesn't like Elon Musk?
Oh, yeah.
They don't like Elon Musk.
Yeah.
Why? Because he creates jobs and does shit, but really they don't like him because he likes Trump.
Yeah.
So when Elon Musk goes, how about I launch some rockets from Vandenberg or wherever the old Navy site was, they go, well, I got an answer. Now, let me tell you what's going on. I've told you this before. Dudes in these positions in the past would get together and they would go, listen, I don't like Elon Musk because he's a Republican and he likes Trump. So let's not let him launch any rockets from California, even though it would create tons of jobs and do all that kind of shit. But no, we're not going to do that. So let's just tell him that there's environmental issues and there's kelp and plankton and stuff. It may throw off the flora and the fauna of the environment. But we can't say we're not going to let him do it because we disagree with him politically, because that's not going to work. Well, that's not our job.
Yeah.
We're make up some bullshit environment thing that will let him not launch his rockets. That's what guys would have done in the past. Now it's a bunch of chicks, and they don't give a fuck.
Yeah.
They say the quiet part out loud now. So this is Gretchen Newsom, which is really like some mad scientist created the worst politician on the planet.
He transitioned? That's what you're telling me?
It's like if someone took Gretchen Whitmer and Gavin Newsom and made one politician out of them, they would be the fucking worst politician on the planet. But this is the hearing of them explaining why they don't want Elon Musk launching his rockets.
Right now, Elon Musk is hopping about the country, spewing and tweeting political falsehoods and attacking FEMA while claiming his desire to help the hurricane victims with free Starlink access to the internet. But this claim in itself is to the public benefit is a falsehood, because one must first purchase the Starlink startup kit for
Just hold
several
on a
$100.
second. She's the poster child for angry chicks in positions of power that are going to fuck you up, Rich Whitey. Over her fucking $37,000 a year dead body, does Elon Musk get to spend $200 billion launching rockets down the coast of California? And by the way, Gavin Newsom, you can't override him. It's like, well, they have spoken. They've spoken. Every group has become politicized. They're all the same fucking angry bitches, and they're all here to fuck you up. And that's why there shall be no desalination plant or rockets launch or nuclear power plant. There shall be no more of this, because this bitch says no. This childless renter from the Van Nuys Sherman Oaks area is going to tell Elon Musk to go pound sand. And not our sand. It's too close to the coast. All right, so this is where we're at.
Yeah.
And this is what we have decided is progress, everybody. But sorry, go ahead.
Because one must first purchase the Starlink startup kit for several $100 and then face a monthly fee of $120 after 30 days of free internet. A sick ploy to gain customers that are facing tremendous burden and dire straits. They're hurricane victims.
The California Coastal Commission discussed Elon Musk's social media post during a meeting, which influenced their decision on allowing SpaceX to launch rockets.
Wow.
Yeah. Okay. What did any of that have to do with the coastal environment?
Yeah.
Did any of that have to do with the environment?
She was pointing out that he was like charging people for the Starlink in the hurricane ravaged areas.
There's a dude over there. There's another clip, Dawson, of a dude from the same group that is equally pussified, but he's doing the same thing.
She's one of the 12? That's what you're saying?
Yeah, you got to get past her.
Oh my
now,
God.
if you love Hillary Clinton, well, then maybe you get a break. And you can launch your
I was
rockets.
always like confused at why Elon was like coming out politically at all. Remember Zuckerberg like never let it out what he was or what he was into.
Well, he let it out by shadow banning conservative
Yeah, but that
people and
was,
doing.
like,
He never
quiet.
said anything.
Exactly.
Right. He just
never
did it.
Exactly. Yeah.
So now Elon is going to sue these people because he has a little something called freedom of speech, and they're not allowed to discriminate against you because you've exercised your freedom to speak and have an opinion in this country. So now they're going to get sued. By the way, they don't give a fuck. They got tons of lawyers, and we just will pay California.
Yeah,
we'll just pay for the lawyers. They'll go to some outside firm to litigate this, and then taxpayers will just get a bill for $8 million worth of attorney fees, and then we'll just pay those.
Yeah.
So that'll be fine.
like
You're not suing her. She doesn't give a fuck. And it's not like she pays for the lawyers.
Just a big network of lawyers getting rich. That's how it is. And then,
Yeah, well, we pay them. Yeah,
Exactly.
that'll be it.
Oh, my
Thank you,
God.
Coastal Commission.
Yeah, nightmare. Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, there's a dude doing it too out there, Dawson. Same meeting, I think, is what I'm
And
saying.
it doesn't even say, yeah, you're right. It doesn't even say why. Like, no kelp forest, no.
Because he supports Trump.
I get it, yeah.
It's in there.
It's strange to even see that.
Well, it's not. It's how else is this going to go? I guess is what I'm saying. You put a bunch of fucking angry people in a bunch of positions of power. Like, how long before? What I'm saying is you can only be a Steelers fan for so long, and you are, but eventually your support for the Steelers will end up in you beating up a guy in a Ravens jersey. Because it's like, I support this. So, like, she supports Kamala Harris. Fine. But there's a second part of that. That guy supports the Ravens.
Yeah.
So fuck him.
Yeah.
That's how it works.
That certainly seems like how it's going.
That's where we're at.
All right. Well, next up, we got a dim-witted TikToker who tore down Greek flags in the New Jersey restaurant thinking they were Israeli. And, quote, my bad.
This is where we're at.
Yeah, dim-witted anti-Israel TikToker filmed herself tearing down flags in New Jersey, not realizing they were Greek. I saw this TikTok on my own before I got this story, and yeah, pretty funny.
Do we have a vid of it?
Yeah, there was like the ridiculousness, the look of confusion on the poor guy making subs.
Is there any way anybody in this country, especially 19-year-old dingbats, know anything about these world affairs, or is everything just acting out now?
Yeah, I think it's a bit of both. I think it's mostly acting out. I think everyone gets clout. Look at the confusion on the clerk's face.
Tearing down the Greek.
Tearing down the Greek flag.
Take this one down right here. What are they gonna do? They can't do nothing.
They tear down. Oh, God. This is great because it's like vandalism and retarded stupidity.
I don't stand for this. There's genocide, and I don't stand for Zionism. If I'm Montclair, I don't support it. There's a genocide. You know that, right?
I don't stand for
They're
Suzuki
killing
sauce.
children. What's the purpose? Be proud of your heritage. Y'all understand there's a genocide, right?
Oh, this is rich.
We're Greek.
You understand, right? There's nothing against people who are Jewish, but this is not okay.
This is Greeky.
Who's this?
This is Greeky.
What? Really?
Greeky.
The only thing they're
I thought it was
genociding is
Israel. My
goats.
bad. Really?
Yeah.
Oh shit, my
Jesus Christ. She don't need to be fucking incarcerated or at least sterilized.
No, I mean, look, 19-year-old TikToker. I guess, she has her views.
Does she know anything about Israel?
Yeah, what she learned from TikTok, bud.
That's right.
Yeah, it's not very nuanced picture.
I'm telling you, women have been weaponized.
Yes.
They're fucking
You're not
angry
wrong.
and they're off the fucking chain and they are fucking fighting and they're in the Coastal Commission.
I know.
They're tearing down Greek flags. They need to bring back the corset. That kept them in line. They couldn't breathe that well.
You're right.
It sucked them up.
Keep them weak.
They want to fight in an airport in a corset.
No,
They're wearing
nobody.
slippers and sweatpants now. That's where all the fighting is.
Not jumping over McDonald's counter. No.
That's right. Not in a corset. Made of whalebone.
Exactly.
No way. All right. Does that clip of the dude at the same meeting exist, Dawson?
I'm looking and I can't find it.
It's weird because I saw it a few times.
They
It
suppressed
was the
it.
exact
It
same
happened, I know.
meeting.
I'm searching California Coastal Commission, Elon Musk, and the woman video comes up. And no other video comes up. But
Well-
I'm still looking.
It's there. I mean, it exists because I saw it. But anyway, it's just another puss from the Coastal Commission basically explaining he doesn't like Elon Musk. It
When
has
did they-
nothing to do with environment.
When they create the California Coastal Commission, it had to be a recent development.
Well, they've been around for a while. And so here's what we do as California. We make commissions. We love, DEI inspectors and commissions and boards, and we put together teams to study homelessness and stuff like that. And then they just wreak havoc on everyone who's trying to do business and fuck everyone up and cost everyone money. And so people don't want to do business in California because they don't want to have to deal with the commissions.
Just handing out
everywhere.
authority to everybody. They're handing out authority to each individual group, and then suddenly you just got nonstop bureaucracy. I think I'm getting a picture of it.
You build up a huge bureaucracy, and then at some point you announce it cost $1 million a unit to build low-cost, affordable housing. Why is it $1 million? And why does it take so long? And how come? And it's like, because you fucksticks did so much regulating that people can't build efficiently here. And then they go, we have a shortage of housing and it's a crisis. Yeah, I know. You guys created this crisis with your regulatory system that nobody seems to give a fuck about. That, by the way, I used to build for a living. I've been screaming into a microphone about this subject ever since I got a microphone.
Yeah.
Nothing's new for me. This goes back 30 years. They overregulated 30 years ago.
Yeah.
And now they never remove a regulation, they add a regulation, and that's all they do. They just keep adding shit. Yeah, it's not good, and then they wonder what the problem is. We have two possible guys from the Coastal Commission.
For some reason, this tickles me because I'm learning about all this in real time. I hope the audience understands that you're yelling in my face is filling me up with knowledge about California's
and
structure.
Joy. I think it's a white guy that I was looking for. At least I remember seeing.
Here we go.
Yeah, I think it's
And
this guy.
I will say, and I just want to put it out there, as a
Mike Wilson,
as a person in this process, in as was mentioned earlier today, we're an appointed body. There's the politics and policy and science. They mix in these spaces.
Why?
It's real.
Why are you mixing policies and politics? Why aren't you just working on the science part?
This company is owned by the richest person in the world with direct control over what could be the most
Yeah. My mom on welfare and food stamps didn't have a real powerful rocket program. You know what I mean? She was pretty much worried about feeding herself. She didn't have thousands of employees and was unable to launch rockets and do it. Yeah. You see how it goes? This guy's rich. Yeah. Everyone who's going to launch rockets is going to be rich.
Yeah.
That's how this is going to work. I know. For Mike Wilson, strike one, this guy's rich.
Something about, just when we started the clip, his facial expression and his
They're all fucking
body,
do-gooder weenies who are really secretly rageful and angry. But all right, tell us more about Elon Musk being rich.
Yeah.
This company is owned by the richest person in the world with direct control over what could be the most extensive global communication system on the planet. And just last week, that person was speaking about political retribution on a national stage, and it was very glib, but yet he was standing next to a candidate that openly promotes and is working to normalize that language, and we have to push back against that.
No, you don't. You have to protect the coastline.
Yeah. Well, I get it. You know what it is? The fear is that Trump's going to get in and just start stringing people up.
Let's
afraid of that.
Let's explore this.
Yeah.
Let's explore this. All right. As I've been thinking about this,
All right.
Because the election's around the corner now. So now, for the people who have this fear, and I can play a clip, Dawson, all the pundits and all the people worried about the dictatorship, the Trump-led dictatorship, and then what he's going to start doing. Because I've heard people say he's going to start concentration camps and rounding up people that are different, who thought different. I like when they expand it, you know what I mean? He goes, he's going to go after people who think differently than him. Like, oh boy, that's going to be a lot of this nation. We're going to spend a lot on camps. We didn't have enough to get that guy a wall. A camp takes 4 walls, you know? You've been incarcerated. Was it just 1 wall?
No, bud.
No, it's like 4, right?
Yeah.
Or not even 3.
No.
If there were 3.5,
You're
you would have
gone.
wandered out, right?
Definitely.
You want to keep mayhem in one place, you need 4 walls. But he couldn't afford 1 wall.
No.
But how many camps is he going to have to build if he's locking up people who disagree with him? Because that is at least half the country. All right, I'll play this montage, and then I'll do a thought experiment.
Donald Trump is about taking us backward.
The other is about fascism. Why can't we just say it?
Yes, we can say that.
Mark Milley said, no one has ever been more dangerous to this country than Donald Trump, and he is a fascist to his core. Let that sink in, and don't be a damn bit afraid of saying it, because that's exactly who he is.
I didn't know that he was going to schedule a rally in Madison Square Garden to mimic the Nazi rally of 10 February 1939.
I think that to say that he's a fascist is completely accurate.
This race will be far too close. Because unfortunately, we do have a fascist groundswell in parts of this country, mainly among white men, let's be clear.
There you go.
But in small pockets among black and brown men, too.
He has talked about turning the American military on the American people. He has talked about going after people who are engaged in peaceful protest. He has talked about locking people up because they disagree with him. This is a democracy.
All right, so this is an issue, and it's a big issue to these people. Now, I don't believe this, but she seems like she does. And the ladies from The View seem that way, and Joy Reid seems that way, and James Carville. I believe them. They're adults. They seem relatively sober, and they've been talking about this for a while. So, it's about 2 weeks away, and Vegas odds have Trump as the favorite.
Yeah.
Now would be the time to leave for them.
Yeah.
Not for me.
Yeah.
I didn't say all this shit, and I don't believe it. But if they believe it, and they say it every day into a camera, and they say it emphatically, then you would need to leave about now. You should be making plans. My Hungarian step-grandfather, who's a Jew, left Hungary in 1940 because he smelled what the rock was cooking.
Yeah.
He's like, I'm a Jew. And I think this Hitler guy, I think he's real.
Wow.
He's not Hitlerian or Hitler-esque. He is the OG Hitler. And I believe him. So my grandfather, who lived in Hungary and spoke Hungarian, got on a fucking boat and left.
Yeah.
Right. Because he believed it. And he was right.
Well, I'm a little worried, to be honest. I don't want to snitch out my family members, but like, there's some people in my family like, if Trump doesn't get in there, we're going after him. I'm like, whoa, going after what? And
you're Florida.
I am.
So these people, if they believed it, would leave. And I know people think like I'm oversimplifying this, but what I'm saying is I was talking to Dr. Drew about it, and he goes, "Oh, they believe it." And I said, "No, they don't." And he said, "Oh, I think they believe it." And I said, "Look, if you took any of these people or anyone you know, and you put them on a beach, and you told them lay down on your towel and enjoy the beach, and then a lifeguard like walked up to them and said, 'There's a tsunami coming,' they would get up and leave."
Yeah.
They would get up and leave.
If they believed it.
If you believe something, you don't even have to see the tsunami. Just have the guy, the lifeguard, go, "There's a tsunami coming this afternoon."
Yeah.
Every single person I know, including every person that just spoke, would get up and leave. even if you're delusional, like they go, oh, they have Trump derangement syndrome, they're nuts or whatever, they would still get up and leave if a tsunami's coming.
Yeah.
So that's what you do when you believe.
Yeah.
If none of them leave, then they don't believe. And I would tell people this all the time. They go, Gavin Newsom, he's such a hypocrite with the COVID. I go, he doesn't believe any of it. He doesn't believe it. Yeah. And they go, well, I think he... Why is he going to the French Laundry with 30 people if he believes it? He doesn't believe it. That's the point when you believe it.
Yeah.
I get in a race car, I put a helmet on. I believe it. I get my street car, I don't put a helmet on unless I'm riding with Mike. Now I'm going to start bringing a helmet. I'm bringing my helmet bag with me now.
Oh, yeah.
I swear to God, I'm going to fucking show up in my helmet.
Statistically, Volvo is a very safe car. Just so
I know, but Mike brings it down to Yugo level. He really does. In the safety, Ralph Nader said Mike can turn a Volvo into a Yugo in the danger department. So, do they believe it? They do not believe it at all, because if they believed it, they would leave. Now, I don't know what it's like to be a middle-aged adult liar. I believe the shit I say. It doesn't mean, well, it is right. I am right all the time. But even if you disagree or I'm right or I'm wrong, I 100% believe it.
So for the record, you don't believe it. He's not going to use the military on anybody.
He was, first off, I don't know how he could turn. What's he mean? Turn the military on who? On Joy Reid?
I don't know. Just like hang Joe Biden for like put him out of his misery. Or
no, I think he would definitely fuck up some people who tried to fuck him up.
Yeah.
Well, there's people he was spied on. His campaign was spied on, and the FBI and the CIA wrote that thing that said Hunter Biden's laptop's not real and stuff like that. He'd probably try to weed out a few of those people. But by the way,
when you say
you should be weeded out.
When you say weed out, there's difference between getting a pink slip and getting to the gallows.
I think they're getting a pink slip. But I will also say this. If you can be incarcerated for participating in January 6th, if you're a fucking rogue FBI agent who's trying to undermine an election or a candidate, then yeah, you could do a little time as well. I'm fine with that. But that's what we're talking about here. We're not talking about going after Geraldo. But if they believe, they will leave. That's it. I mean, really.
Yeah.
And maybe there are going to be a couple of people that leave, and I will respect those people because I go, you believe. And by the way, there will be no movement. So none of these people who said this all of this time will ever alter any facet of their life.
So he's not going to MSNBC and just obliterating everywhere.
I can't say anything for nuke. Only thing I can say for certain is they don't fucking believe a word of what they're saying. Not a word. Not a word.
It's just histrionics to get everybody all fired up.
Like, how come they never talk about IDs for black people anymore? Remember that was a thing? Now we don't hear about IDs. You know, black people don't need to vote. They don't have IDs. If they believed it was a problem, they would have an ID mobile and drive it to the inner city and get people registered and get them a driver's license. Like if it was a thing that they thought, like the book banning or whatever. If this is a thing, you would hear about it. They would act a certain way. I think they talk about a lot of shit they don't believe. And I know none of these people believe it, or they'd be making plans to head to Canada.
Yeah.
And this is the number one crowd. Dawson, you ready to be impressed? These people are all the number one crowd that says people come to this country to flee persecution, to flee political. We need to take these people in because these are refugees because they're in harm's way in their own country, right? So most of them are just, here to fucking show up and work and do whatever. They're here because their country's a shitbox, not because the Gestapo's chasing them around. But that's always their argument. Their argument is like, these people are fleeing political oppression. Now we need to open our arms to them. So they understand fleeing and they understand political oppression. And now they say we're going to have a dictator. So it's time to flee, bitches. You know it better than anyone. And Trudeau would welcome you with open arms if, in fact, you were fleeing because you were going to be oppressed by the dictator.
What do you think about if he loses? All my family members down in Florida, ready to fight. Because I ask him, like, who are you gonna rebel
fight?
against? Yeah, you're just gonna shoot trannies in the street? What the hell's going on? You know, what are you guys doing? And they don't have a clear answer. You know, traitors. That's what they say. The traitors. I'm like, wait a minute. Who is dictating who the traitors are? I'm a little worried about this.
I think it'll be a thing like when they said after 9/11, they went, all these people, Muslims, were bashed, by ugly Americans. The rally it was the same thing what they did with COVID. You know what I mean? These Asians are going to be attacked, Chinese attacked,
randomly.
There's always a case or two that CNN can grab onto and never stop talking about, but by and large, did the Muslim or Middle Eastern community, after they took down two twin towers where their businesses burned, where they're attacked, like, there's always gonna be a little pocket. There'll be stories that are bullshit, that are blown up because the media loves it. Sort of, they do with those stories what they do with cops shooting black people stories. They're like, unarmed, abandoned, and then they show the fucking footage and the guy swinging a machete or whatever. But there'll be little bits of that CNN's gonna go nuts with. But it's not. It's going to be the same as Asian bashing and Muslim bashing. It's not. No one will be affected, and it's not going to be a thing.
Like pink-haired ladies in Seattle going to get mobbed on by the Proud Boys.
It's funny. They'd say, they'll go, these blue hair college kids. When I was a kid, blue hair meant old.
Old, I know. No,
isn't that
that's
weird?
a new thing now.
Yeah. All right. Covina, come out and see me October 25th, 26th, doing 4 shows at the Laugh Factory there. And then I'm going to Kimmel's Place. You can go to adamcarolla.com for all the info. What do you got, Mayhem? Manuka honey?
Got Manuka honey. I've got seminars coming up, but we'll talk about it later.
All right. I want to thank Mayhem. I want to thank Scott Galloway. And until next time, it's Adam Carolla for Scott and Mayhem Miller saying mahalo. Put my mic on. There we go. Remind me one day to tell you who Bobby Hollander is. I think you're going to really... I opened Kyle's world to Bobby Hollander. And
I had no idea.
Once you see Bobby Hollander, you really can't unsee Bobby Hollander.
Nope.
You know?
No.
All right. Secret to My Success trailer. Yeah.
Okay.
You got Fox.
Let me just
and you
say
got
that,
Manhattan.
And this is 1987. I think it's got to be between 84 and 87. 89, 88, 82. Those were 2. This is right up there. This is peak 80.
All right. We'll watch. Listen.
380s.
Yeah, that deserves honorable mention in the 80s department. So what we'll do is you podiumed. You got a bronze.
Yeah.
You're up on the podium.
I don't think you get to decide.
I am the sanctioning body.
Quicksilver.
We got standards over here.
Quicksilver is just a little more 80s. Just a little more. Okay. I'll bet.
You know the Hall of Fame didn't have Pete Rose in it? Like
I get it. Okay. Just the fact that Kevin Bacon wore a long sleeve peasant shirt with a vest.
Yeah.
Just the vest. We'll do a vest count. A casual vest count, not 3-piece suit. A casual vest over a long sleeve shirt count, and I guarantee we'll have a higher count on Quicksilver, and then that makes it more 80s.
I'm not saying Quicksilver is an 80s. I'm just saying it's number one. Was not that popular of a movie.
Yeah,
you know what I mean.
Guys,
not in the Dunnigan home, evidently. But at the Carolla house, I mean, we've had a shrine to Bacon in his 10 speed.
The only way to solve this is see who sold more Betamax.
That's a good point. Oh yeah, we'd give the nod. but go back and watch Less Than Zero because that is very 80s too.
Oh yeah,
a lot of cocaine flying around.
Yeah,
and what's her name? This whatever that actress. I can't remember all these.
Gertz,
Bangles.
Jamie Gertz. Yeah, who by the way, Bangles playing. Yeah. Okay, you know my theorem. When that movie came out. When Jamie Gertz was at the height of her powers in like 86 and a half, 87, a 23-year-old truck driving, apartment living, roommate, futon sharing.
Oh, yeah.
$11 an hour Adam Carolla did not have a shot, a snowball's chance at hell at a Jamie Gertz. I think a millionaire, 6-year-old Adam Carolla has a real shot at a 57-and-a-half-year-old Jamie Gertz.
I want to see
right
that.
now.
Yeah.
Probably put a little weight on, maybe divorce, you know what I mean? Hysterectomy, you know, whatever. Just on the other side, I think in this equation, and I work this out all the time. I mean, I got to cast a falcon crest I could get. The crest. What the fuck? Well, I pick 80 shows I watch, and I could get them now.
Wait,
you know what I mean?
We can make an 80s movie like this. We do like a $1 bet that you can get Gertz and I can get Moira.
Oh,
right here.
Oh, well, hold on. All right, I think you can do it.
They find out about it, but we fell in love, and now we got to tell them, wait, it started as a bet, but now we really love you. You know, be that kind of movie.
And you have to win the breakdancing contest to like save the hall.
I have devastating news.
Yes.
Devastating news.
No.
Jamie Gertz is married to the owner of the Atlanta Hawks.
I think you still got a shot.
Hey,
still got a shot.
Ma'am, I appreciate what you're doing right now, but knock it off. Let me live with my feelings for a second.
Okay.
Let me just digest this.
I bet Moira's married too.
And don't get me wrong, ma'am. I like what you tried to do there, but it's not going to work.
It was nice, yeah.
It was nice of you.
I thought that could be another plot twist.
I had to living in Sherman Oaks in the condo, you know, going out for roles on sitcoms as people's mom or stepmom or so. That's the Jamie Gertz.
Yeah.
I was not married to the guy who owns the Atlanta Hawks.
That's rough.
That's not going to work.
In my mind, he's like an old fat racist, and you know what I mean? You're the quirky guy. Like, hey, I got a radio show.
I like where your head's at, but it's just not
Wait,
going to work.
Here's the 80s movie of that.
But how about Moya? How about we can find out if Kyle can get Moya?
Here's the movie. You get her husband to cheat on her, and then you slip in, and then you start dating, and then she finds out, but then you do the whole but now I love you thing.
I appreciate what you guys are trying to do, but it's not going to work. I got to go back.
Let me tell you right now.
Go back to Charlene Tilton. Turns out Moya's husband owns the Denver Nuggets. So you're out, Kyle. Wow, what a bizarre happenstance.
I think I would have been out.
Two rando 80s actresses and married to moguls. This is brutal, Kyle.
If he was frying McNuggets, I'd still be out.
What happened to Moya? Is she... Okay.
Moira. Isn't it?
Moira. I don't know. Okay.
Nobody
How old is she? Has she put on weight?
No way.
Has Hollywood turned their back on her? Those are the three main things for you to get her. You know what I'm saying?
You're going to revive her career.
Yeah, no, she's just got to be knocked down a couple notches. That's all. She's 56. Okay. All right. Yeah. Hopefully he's put on a couple of LBs, and hopefully the acting roles have dried up. That's all, and that's where you swoop in.
She's married. I bet $1 million. She's happily married, kids. Because she really disappeared. That's the one who gets married kids when they really disappear hard, which she did.
All right, Mayhem. You want to do a couple of news stories?
Yeah, but
we're here.
Let's get on to the news. All right. Well, first off, we talked about this at the top. LeBron and Bronny James, history is made. They shared the court in the Lakers season opener. I mean, you were there. They won the game.
They won the game.
Tell me about it. It was electric in there, I'm sure.
Oh, I didn't tell you guys about getting burned by Kareem Abdul-Jabbar.
What?
I forgot that story.
You got big leagued?
I got big timed, yeah. He gave me the high hat.
What?
Yeah. Every hat on him is high. But he gave me the high hat. I mean, really what just happened to me with... what's her name? Marrying the guy who owns the Nuggets at times two. Atlanta Falcons. Atlanta Hawks, Falcons. Okay. Anyway, so I'm down. I go in. I get there. I bring my girlfriend and my daughter and her friend. And we go there, and we get to go to the patio, which is the backstage drinks and food sushi place, right? And so we come walking in there, and going to get a drink and some food, and we're going to hang out for a few minutes before we go in and get our seats. It was Jeannie Buss and Jay Moore. I was married to Jeannie Buss. She got me these great seats, row 3, like right on the floor, pretty much right in the middle. Like, great, fine. Went back, saw Jeannie, said hi to her, sweetheart. Saw Jay, said hi to him. Saw Jay had his son there, said hi to them. Hung out, they said hi to us. We all sat there, ate. And then I noticed Kareem Abdul-Jabbar there. Now, Kareem was sitting in a wheelchair. He didn't look that bad, but he was in a wheelchair. And people were talking to him, but not too much. Just kind of sitting there. And I was like, I had Kareem Abdul-Jabbar on my radio show, and I also had him on this podcast, and I talked to him about his jazz book, I think. And we had a really nice, kind of intimate, long-form conversation. And at the end, all I have is memories. Like I have feelings. Like sometimes I'll go, yeah, I remember talking to that guy. I like that guy. And then there are other guys like, that guy's a douche. I don't like that guy. But when you interview 10,000 people, all you have is a feeling. You're more like an animal that likes someone or doesn't like someone. I go, oh yeah, that guy was good. I like that guy. And then it's like, I don't like that guy. But it's just a feeling. So Kareem and I had a great dialogue. And like at the end, he was saying stuff like, well, that was one of the best interviews I've had, or thank you for that, man. I really enjoyed that talk. Or he said some positive stuff, So now I see him over there, and I'm like, leave him alone, So I leave him alone. And then later on, I'm walking out to our seats, and I see him sit in front row, like right on the aisle. And I'm walking past him now. And I'm like, hey, should I stop and say hi? And I go, leave him alone. Leave him alone. So I leave him alone. Then, at like halftime, everyone goes back to the porch, and he's in the patio, whatever it's called, and he's sitting there in that chair again. And this time, he's got people. Michael Cooper's coming by to take a pic. This lady over here's taking a pic. That lady over there's taking a pic. And I'm sitting there, and I go, we had a good conversation, and I should stop being this way. Like, why is my default setting, oh, he doesn't want to talk to you. Maybe he does want to talk to you. Maybe he remembers our dialogue, and we had a good conversation, whatever. So I should get over myself, I should go over there and say hi to him. But there was a constant sort of group of people coming by wanting to say hi. So I had to kind of wait till it thinned out a little bit. But it wouldn't thin out to the point where nobody was saying hi. It was just, at some point, it was just him sitting there with a kind of a middle-aged woman just sitting next to him who didn't look like anybody you'd recognize or former anything. I don't know who she was, but she was just sitting there, and they were sort of having a dialogue. And I was like, this is about my only window here. So I walked around to the other side of his wheelchair, and I said, excuse me, my name's Adam Carolla. I do radio show and a pod, and I've interviewed you a couple times, and I just wanted to say hi. And he didn't even look at me. He just goes, could you excuse us?
Oh.
And I went, oh.
Ace, you're taking it all wrong.
This is like me finding out that my best girl's married to the owner. 2 times in less than 24 hours, I've been crestfallen. I'm not having a good day. It's been a rough patch.
Oh, this happened last night.
This happened last night. He didn't look at me. He didn't go like, oh yeah, that was fun, but I'm talking this.
You're taking out.
He just went, he said, could you pardon us right now? I said, we got it okay right now? He said, could you pardon us that we're having a conversation? Like Now, I then went to the bathroom, cried, wept openly in one of the stalls, and then came back. I came back like 10 minutes later. They were still having a conversation. So whoever this person, I took a little solace in that this was somebody he knew from the organization. I don't know what they were talking about, but I got the fucking...
This is a failure in strategy, though. This is a failure in strategy.
It's my fault.
You had to go early before a social battery was drained and before a woman was right in that. That's my take on
I'll
those
tell you, and I did consider this. I did the Dodger Celebrity All-Star, Night of Stars baseball game with him one year. I did it like 5 times, but I did it with him one year. And it was like raining or something, so I had to go into the area, this lounge or something, and kill an hour before the game or whatever it was. And this woman came by, like a fan, and went, Mr. Abdul-Jabbar, I'm such a big fan. Could you sign this baseball? And he's like, nope. and she's like, it really mean a lot, to my son. And he's like, nope. And she's like, really? It really? I got the pen right here in my hand. He's like, nope. And then she leaves. And then 10 minutes later, clearly her son, the 8-year-old boy, she loaded him up and pushed him back, and he came by and he's like, Mr. Jabbar, could you do something? He's like, nope. And I'm sitting right next to him, and I'm fucking so uncomfortable all the time. And she's like, really, would mean a lot, right? No, son, no, I'm not going to do that. And I was like, I wanted to just stand up and scream, just sign the fucking ball. This is killing me. And you could have signed a dozen balls by now. And you just told him fucking no to his face 5 times. So I considered that as I walked over. I knew he had that gear, he had the no gear in him. So I got what that kid got. Yeah.
I had that last night. I had an awkward social. I was at the Comedy Cellar. There was somebody there that was kind of like a history of, I don't know what, some stuff. And you ever do this? When you're nervous, you say something accidentally mean. I said looking good, but the person was clearly not looking good. You ever said that to someone who's and then they just scowled at me and walked away. I mean,
because you lied to their face.
I told Vince Vaughn, who was my neighbor at the time, literally lived next at the building, lived in the house next to mine, that I had a neighbor when I lived in the Hollywood Hills that I hated so much that if his house caught on fire, I wouldn't save him. And I used to say that all the time. And one day at 10:30 at night, someone rang my gate and they yelled, "Your neighbor's house is on fire. Call the fire department," and then hung up. And I stood there and I looked out the window and I saw his house on fire, and I stared at the phone, but I remember the commitment I made in front of God.
No!
And Vince Vaughn was like, what? And I was like, yeah, I didn't call the fire department, Vince. And he's like, I'm your neighbor. You like me, right? I'm like, I would definitely call the fire department, Vince, but this neighbor was such a douchebag. And he's like, you didn't call the fire? And I'm like, well, to be fair to me, I was staring at my phone at some sort of weird crossroads because I swore I wouldn't call the fire department, but I didn't know there'd be a witness. Someone would ring my buzzer and tell me to call the fire department. So I was telling Vince, I was like, I may have called. I was staring at my phone for a minute, but as I was staring at my phone, a fire truck pulled up. So I never had to make that call. So I didn't cross myself because I made an oath, and he was like, seems like he should have called the fire department. I was like, Vince, this guy was a real douche, a super douchebag, not cool like you. Yeah. And then I never talked to him again. So I think maybe there was something there. So it would have been something. There's more news.
There's more news.
One more story because G-Eazy is out there.
All right. Well, one more story if you're going to do it. Look, former Abercrombie and Fitch CEO Mike Jeffries all smiles with the ankle monitor as he posts a $10 million bond following his sex trafficking arrest.
Well, there's that bizarre guy. I don't trust guys who design clothes or sell clothes.
Yeah.
That guy, and then there's that other guy from LA, whatever, that had all those creepy billboards with 14-year-old girls in underpants. But they're
American Apparel.
That guy got into all kinds of trouble.
All kinds.
Too. Just, ladies, don't trust a dude who wants to make clothes for chicks.
Well, guys
I
either,
don't fucking
because
know guys
this is
either.
all about dudes.
Oh, boy. I don't trust any of these guys.
He's an 80-year-old is accused of wielding power, wealth, and influence to traffic male models for his sexual pleasure. Yeah, it's pretty bad what they're accusing him of. It seems pretty bad. Even a guy young as 19 got caught up in this, and he got out on bail, $10 million bond, and strolled off grinning for the cameras with a ankle monitor on. Pretty rough life if he gets busted and goes away for it. But there's 15 John Does that are involved in this, and he led Abercrombie & Fitch for 22 years and left in 2014 with a $25 million exit
I feel
package.
bad for the guitar player from the band X, whose name is John Doe. Because every time
how many times has he been
male
molested?
prostitute gets raped, it's like he's a John Doe, and then he has to explain to his mom, who's calling, who saw the headline. It's not me, Mom. No,
Oh, thank God.
They use that name generically.
I was worried sick.
Yes, no, Mom. I'm still in the band X. We're doing fine.
Are you missing?
No, the guy who's missing they call him a John Doe. That's just my stage name, but I'm not that guy, and I wasn't the male prostitute that was raped violently in the park bathroom either.
Okay, right here. What I'm going to do is going to go take down your statement, John Doe. How many times were you molested, John Doe? We're right here, right now.
Officer, my name is John Doe, and this guy was driving a Subaru, and it got too close to my guitar. So I want you to... I do like guys... It is a rich guy move, right?
Oh, yeah.
Where you call the cop and you go, come down here. I don't like this guy's attitude. I want you to arrest him.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
is.
Like, that's a weird... Poor people are always trying to avoid the cops, like, all the time.
Yes.
And even if they get robbed, they're still like, I don't want the cops anywhere near here because there's other shit they could find and whatever. I got a warrant or whatever the fuck it is. When I was a poor person, it's like, just don't deal with cops. Doesn't matter.
Never.
You don't want a cop. You have a guy beating the shit out of you in the street. You don't want a cop to show up because somehow you're going to get into trouble too.
Exactly.
Rich guy just gets off his fucking Shimano and then just calls the cops. Just come down and arrest this guy for me. Okay, right now.
He learned his lesson.
Okay, right now.
All right, Dunnigan, let me give you a plug. Oh, going to be at the Comedy Mothership. I was just out there a couple of weeks ago. What a setup over there.
I know. That's a great club.
That's coming up in December 6th through the 8th. More dates at KyleDunniganComedy.com, yes?
Or I have both of them. KyleDunnigan.com works now. So either one's good. But I'm doing a tour of the 10 cities right now.
People should tweet us as the most 80s movies ever. I mean, look, I'm not saying I'm infallible. I'm saying I got Quicksilver and I got Less Than Zero up there. If someone
Gremlins
is pretty.
That BVK's. That's Fast Times. Was that in the 80s?
Yeah, it's pretty 80s, but it's hard. Part of it kind of has to be a bad movie.
Yeah.
Oh, Breakfast Club. That was very.
But that was not bad enough.
It's not a bad movie. Ferris Bueller, not bad
it
enough.
needs to be bad.
Oh, Ferris Bueller's good. Yeah.
All right. Sam here. Special is out as we speak. SamTripoli.com. Yeah.
Why is everybody getting quiet? It's on Rumble. It's on samtripoli.com and Twitter. Not going to put it on YouTube because they'll just shadow ban it to the dark realm. So why even bother?
That is a thing. Now it makes sense because I was saying it. I kept saying to Joe Prano, I was like, is it on YouTube? He's like, not on YouTube, just on samtripoli.com. And I was like, really?
Yeah.
Really? But it's on other platforms.
Yeah, I mean, I get a lot of love on Twitter. I get no love on YouTube and no love. On Instagram. I have 124,000 followers on Instagram. I put a post up the other day, 25 likes.
Oh, wow.
How's that even possible?
Why is that?
Well,
because I talk mad shit.
Every time that you show up on my YouTube, there's a thing that says reptilian something or another underneath. It's like a community note. I'm like, what the hell? And I watched the video and you didn't even talk about that.
Yeah.
They are following you around.
Oh, yeah.
I think they are the reptilians then, huh?
100%. These Anunnakis, bro. These Sumerians.
Oh, jeez.
All right. I have something that's going to put a smile back on your face.
Yeah, let's go.
So my dog died this afternoon.
Damn. Oh my God.
Listen,
bro.
for the record, my dad was a good guy.
Yes.
You just wouldn't
We
want
get
him
it.
to be your dad. I don't know how else to say it.
I get it.
And by the way, everyone who does a thing, they do with me, they go, why are you talking shit? It's like, why are you acting this way? I mean, and listen, I'm allowed to report truths.
Yep.
Whether it's COVID or my dad. If you'd like to avoid it, don't act a certain way or don't do a certain thing. Because what I'm not allowed to do is embellish.
Yes, I agree.
But I may speak about actual. I'm talking shit about my mom, except for I just gave you verbatim her walking through my front door with Jon Stewart. Now, she didn't have to do that.
I agree.
But she did it. So
My
now
dad
I'm
is
reporting
like
it. That's how it works.
Yeah.
Okay, sorry.
My dad is like that. It's like, I know we're going to move on, but it's like, I look at my father's life. I think he did everything wrong, so I wouldn't repeat it. So it's like, we're allowed to say that because they have a big influence on our life, whether it's impactful or doing nothing.
I literally just did the opposite of everything my family ever did, and it was my key to success.
Dang.
I would. I remember
you saw what they did, and you did the opposite.
I remember one time when I was moving out of one house into another house, and I was like, should I sell this house or should I rent it? And I was talking to my mom, and I go, I'm thinking about renting the house, but I don't know, I might sell it, I might rent it. She goes, you rent it, you never know. A bunch of bikers could move in, start cooking meth. So you don't think it's a good idea to rent? Well, yeah, people come in, they sue you, they mess the place up, and I go, or you have income, and the value goes up. She goes, I don't know. People coming in there, I wouldn't rent. I was like, thank you, Mom. Thanks for the advice.
You put it up
rented
for
the
rent.
fucking house.
Yeah.
Made a bunch of money. Yeah. So it works. You know what I'm saying? Listen, Jimmy does that with me in the Super Bowl. He goes, who do you like this year? I go, why? I want to bet the opposite. I got a whole team of guys blowing my phone up around the Super Bowl wanting to know how to bet. With the bet the opposite of the team I picked. All right, Dodgers. You're excited about the Dodgers.
Love them.
You watched the game, and they had the replay at the plate.
Yeah.
Head first slide. Look from the one angle, especially like the hand slid in under the shin protector. And it looked like he was safe. In real time, looked like he was thrown out. In the replay, which they looked at 5 different angles, it looked like he touched the plate and the hand slid in under the thing. And then they reviewed it, and they said he was out. And then they did this one, which I heard the commentator say, which always drives me nuts. It always drives me nuts in football because I watch a lot of football, but I guess it applies in baseball too. They go, it looks like he got his hand in under the shin guard, but it may not be enough to overturn the call on the field. And I'm like, what do you mean enough?
Yeah.
Just look at the replay and make the call. You don't need 55%, or you just need safe or out.
Keep it simple.
Do not weigh in the missed call. We're only looking at this because there was potentially a bad call.
Right.
So what they do is they go, well, he looks safe, but not enough. And so my feeling is, this is where the replay gimp comes in. I do not want the person on the field to know the original call. I want them just to look at the footage and safe or out.
You mean the people back at the booth? You don't want them to look, or you want
the
gimp
people
to come
back
out?
at the booth know the call.
Okay.
So there's a gimp in a box. He's
There's
not
a
watching
gimp,
the game
he's in
at
the
all.
stadium.
He's not watching
He's
the
like
game at all.
hopping out.
He's in the
leather.
stadium. He's in the stadium.
Yeah.
We got the music.
You take him out of the box.
Dawson, I think, couldn't have seen this one coming.
Yeah.
But we got the replay, Kim. The music. Now, so they throw the flag. They throw the red flag, and you hear this in the stadium. Dawson, come on. We knew this one was coming.
Man,
right?
that's crazy.
Oh, you looking at the play?
Yeah.
All right.
8
All right, we
different
don't have it.
languages.
He's just
We do have it.
sliding in.
All right.
Up.
So you
Open
see
the
the
box.
red. Pull it back, Dawson, for a second. We're a well-oiled machine here. You hear, you see the red flag. You see the coach. You can start it. Go ahead, Dawson. Start from the beginning. You start it. You see the red flag. Don't replay it, please. It distracts everyone. Stop that. All right, hold on. Let's see if we can work this out. Dawson, you can just start it when I cue you. How about this? There's a play at the plate. he's called safe or out, and then at some point you see the skipper come out or the football coach. I think it's more football, and he throws the red flag, and then you hear almost. And the crowd goes nuts.
Everyone
the crowd goes nuts, and the gimp,
replay gimp,
who's got the 3 hot chicks. They run him like they run the buffalo in Colorado, and they just run him. And first the light fucks him up.
Yeah, because he's been in the box.
All right. So he comes out, and he's got the hood on and everything. Is like, and the hot chicks, dressed in like tight leather and stuff, and they're running him out. And they're flogging him. They're flogging him with his leash. They're pulling him. They're pulling him by the gimp leash, and they're flogging him. He's running out. He's disoriented. And the crowd's going.
Going by the chain. By the chain, right?
Yeah. He's being pulled. Pulled. And then at some point,
I'm guessing he's bent over into a video village.
He goes under.
He goes. He's bent over into the hood.
He goes under the hood. He goes
a pommel horse situation.
He goes under, and then he comes out, and he does the safe or the out or whatever.
No, I was thinking they would unzip his mouth,
slowly
unzip his mouth, and then he gives it.
You're right. Big presentation.
This is why we workshop these ideas.
Yes.
And then he does in his gimp voice. Sure. All right. Now, or touchdown or out of bounds or whatever that is in the big gimp voice, right? And then if he makes the bad call, if he makes a call against the crowd, like this was in Yankee Stadium, so if he goes out, the crowd starts booing, and the chicks really start beating
out of him.
Start beating him as they run him back to his cage.
Because he doesn't know what the correct answer.
No, he doesn't know. He doesn't know where he is.
Yeah, he doesn't know what teams are playing.
He's disoriented. He doesn't even know what baseball is. He doesn't know anything. He's just saying what he sees, And then he gets flogged, and he goes back, and he,
I'm in.
Every stadium will have their own gimp. When that red flag went out, Dawson. Yeah, you got to look, otherwise I won't be able to do this part. When that red flag went out and that music kicked in, the fucking place
goes nuts.
Goes nuts. They'd be praying for close plays at the plate or in the back of the end zone or whatever that is.
The way the Angels went crazy for the rally monkey, we would go crazy for the replay gimp.
Replay gimp.
Yeah, they're going nuts.
And then you could do a whole story of the choosing of the replay gimp, like who gets it, because maybe they have a couple people that are interested in being gimp.
They would have to keep their identities.
Yes.
We couldn't know who they were, like mascots.
Be a new class of people, 21, 26. It's like 3 generations. I'm a 3rd generation replay gimp.
And the crowd would almost root for a call that went against their team just for the flogging aspect of it. You know what I mean?
Oh, man.
They could, people could throw him beers at him as he's going back through the tunnel
loving
and dumping
it's
stuff
like
on
he's living his best life.
He's doing a kind of Quasimodo thing, it's like, and they would stop, before the tunnel, and people would shower him with beer bottles and stuff, and then they'd flog him and pull him back.
No, you have the kids whip him too, like extra, getting even weirder with it.
And then you'd have protests of people want to get rid of the gimp.
Pam Anderson would not be a fan.
She's like, free the gimp, let him live his best life.
And then you'd have like kids showing up as gimps to the stadium, like people dressed as gimps, and then the commentators would go like, that's crossed the line.
And then you'd have gimps going to school, reading to kindergartners. People would be upset. Why is the gimp reading to the kids?
Gimp bobblehead night.
Gimp bobblehead night.
Oh my God. Yeah, it'd be huge. It'd be huge. I don't know if you know Goodell or any of the guys over there, but
I think based on Goodell's face, I think he'd be into a gimp. That's all I gotta say.
You think he'd be into it?
Oh yeah, according to John Gruden's emails, I think he'd be into a gimp.
By the way, the gimp idea is Rich Eisen from the NFL Network. It's his favorite idea of all time. I've told that guy every time I see that guy, he goes, "Replay GIF." And then he starts laughing like an insane person.
He's on the network.
I know. I could get this. I could get rich to get this thing done. All right. What do we got here? We got some
news.
All right.
TMZ reporting Gisele Bündchen pregnant with Joaquin Valente's child. As we well know, 44-year-old Giselle's pregnant and expecting her first child. Joaquin, sources close to the model confirmed to TMZ. We're told she's about 5 or 6 months along in her pregnancy.
Never let your chick buy jujitsu, guys. Never let them buy the jujitsu, guys.
As a jiu-jitsu black belt, I would say, keep your girl away from me.
100%.
No, Tom Brady.
Like, what chance does any of us have if Tom Brady's getting cheated on?
I know.
Like, what do you have to do to be like, you got the best, you're going to have it?
Yeah. It's impossible. If they can cheat on him, they can cheat on all of us.
And it just gets to this thing in our society. It's just like, in a weird way, women have won. Like, there's no rules. They can do whatever they want. And then at some point, they'd be like, yeah, I'm not like that anymore. And don't judge me by all that stuff I did willingly back in the day.
Yeah, there's no guardrails anymore.
There's no guardrails. It is just go around, do whatever you want. Like, especially when you see how the magazines treat a woman who gets caught cheating on her man versus a man who gets caught cheating on his wife. Mm-hmm. Like, if it's a man cheating on a wife, he's done. You remember who was it? That one singer. He had that gorgeous black wife, and he cheated on her, and his album just tanked. Robert something. I forget.
Yeah, you can't. If you're white and you're dude, you can't cheat on your black wife or girlfriend.
His career tanked. And then you go the other way, they're like, he just didn't care enough about her.
Listen, I'll give the ultimate flip the script. You got to get divorced to really experience this. But the version of you go out, make all the money, buy everything, pay for everything, do everything, and your partner doesn't do jack shit. And if you had that, and there's a lot of these arrangements, divorce or not, where the woman just hangs out and the dude's rich.
Yeah.
And the dude's out working and hustling and getting his thing on, and she's like doing a little charity work and eating sushi and has the maid, has the dog walker, has the nanny, has the cleaning crew on Sundays and stuff. If you did that, you'd be a fucking pariah.
Yeah, 100%.
You'd be a piece of shit. When you walked into the room, we would turn our backs. We would turn our backs and face the other way because there's no such thing. Because I would go, you have a cleaning crew? Yeah. You have a dog walker? Yeah. You have a nanny? Yeah. Do you have a job? No. What the fuck are you doing all day?
Yeah, what are you doing all day? It was like that. They would always have this on Jerry Springer, where a guy would bring his wife in, and she'd basically bang the entire neighborhood. Mm-hmm. And she's like, "You didn't show me any attention." He's like, "Because I was working all the time. I had to go to work constantly to pay the bills."
Work is a weird thing now that there's no more coal mines. I don't think women can wrap their mind around indoor work.
What is the definition of work now?
Well, a guy would come home covered in coal dust and throw his boots down and his lunch pail down and collapse on the sofa and take the cash he made, put it on the dresser. And that was like, that fucking dude's getting meatloaf and a blowjob.
Yeah.
Now, you did a set at Dingleberries? Who gives a shit?
Oh, yeah.
You know what I mean?
All the time. You just podcast. That's all you do.
You drink a beer and make fun of Asians, and that's your job. That's work?
Yeah.
Oh, real tough
That's
job.
a great point,
You sit with Jimmy and write fart jokes all day. That's tough.
Unbelievable.
Yeah,
you're totally right, dude.
Like, by the way, you didn't pay for this. Apple Pay paid for it.
Yeah.
Totally true. Money's invisible and work's air conditioning, and it's not really.
I had a long time ago, I had a relationship and we were trying to save it. And so we weren't married, but we went to therapy. And the girl got really mad because I wanted kind of the part of the tradition, which was I was out working all the time, come home to a meal and be taken care of and show appreciation. And take care of the kids. And the female therapist thought that was like I was being male chauvinist from the 1950s. I go, but none of you are complaining that I'm paying for everything like a man from the 1950s.
Yeah, look, you either make money and give it to the maid and give it to the chef and give it to the dog walker and give it, or you don't make money and you do that shit yourself.
Yeah,
that's it. It's pretty simple. It's time honored. My grandmother and grandfather back in the 60s, 70s had to flip the script relationship. My grandmother worked at the VA. She had to go in every day as a counselor, whatever the fuck she did over the VA. She had to go to Westwood. They lived in North Hollywood.
Yeah.
And my grandfather didn't have a job. My grandmother spent the entire day cooking and fixing the sprinklers and going to the supermarket and cleaning. If my grandmother walked through the house and saw a fucking maid in there and him watching TV, she would have been like, what the fuck am I paying this bitch for? Get off your ass. I'm at work all day. Go. He knew it. He was scared shitless of her. We all knew it. And I mean, the look on that guy's face, she walked through the door at 6 p.m. within 30 seconds of 6 p.m. She worked at the VA. They just fucking punched out right at 5, sat on the 405. If she walked through that door and dinner wasn't on the table, the look in his face, total and utter fear. Yeah. Also, the only good thing about therapy with a woman, it never works. But the only good thing is you can get a little peek into a curtain of what they think about, and you can hear stories that you're like, what? Yeah. That's your version of this? Where you go, oh, that's the version of this that's in your head? Yeah. Because I would have never known it if we didn't sit in here. I heard one of these. I was in with my ex-wife, and at some point, talking about me being a dick or something, and she goes, well, let's not have, another situation like what happened with our daughter, when we're went camping over in the extra house or whatever thing. And I go, what are you talking about? She goes, remember when we went to Kevin Costner's house? I go, okay, you can stop right there. I don't have any of those stories, but yeah, we went to Costner's house, right. Because I played a benefit for the troops, and then he dug my shit, and so we became friends. Yeah. So he invited us to his acreage in Ventura County. Yeah, he has a guest house. Yeah. Remember we went and we hung out with Costner all day? Yeah. And he threw 50-yard bombs to my son, like Field of fucking Dreams. Yeah. I go, yeah. And then we had dinner at his house with him and his wife. I go, yeah. And then we got back to the cabin. I go, yeah, I remember that. And then you wanted to leave? I go, yeah, I do remember wanting to leave and sleep in my own bed. Right. Remember, your daughter started crying. Remember that? I go, yeah, kind of. But then she goes, well, that's trauma. I go, well, wait a minute. But we stayed, right? We slept over? Yeah, we stayed, but come on now.
Oh,
I go,
damn.
Well, wait a minute, hold on. Is this story that we went to Kevin Costner's house? He threw the ball in, we had dinner, and then we stayed at his cabin, and then I wanted to leave. I was like 10 o'clock at night. I just go, look, I don't want to stay in the cabin. We'll be home in an hour and a half. But my daughter goes, no, we're staying. And I went, okay, fuck it, we'll stay. And we stayed.
Yeah.
That's the story?
Yeah.
What side of the ledger is that story?
That's trauma.
And by the way,
how did that...
Well, the thing about therapy...
if you go to therapy, you can find out that story's in there somewhere.
Yeah.
Somehow, it's kind of insane, but it's there.
Do we fantasize that there was a time where Dad would have the say of that we're going? Was there a time, or is that just an illusion that we're sold on?
I think, well, first off, you have to sort of deconstruct things. Like, how do I know Kevin Costner? I know Kevin Costner because when I was 22 and making $9 an hour swinging a hammer on a construction site, I thought to myself, I'm going to pay for a groundlings class. There's got to be better than this out there for me. That's how I first met Kevin Costner. I thought to myself, I got to get off this fucking construction site and into something I want to do. That was the beginning. Mm-hmm. At some point, after I had a career, I agreed for free to go to the Reagan Library in Simi Valley on a Sunday night and entertain the troops for no compensation, even though I was busy as shit, because I agreed to do a charity.
Yeah.
Then I met him there, and that was, 28 years later. But that's how I met Kevin. I only met Kevin Costner because I was doing charity for the troops. And then I impressed Kevin Costner enough that he decided he liked me and he wanted to invite us to his home. Not me and my girlfriend. I could have said, Kevin, how about my guma? Man, how about I just come by solo and we have a few pops? And we'll go to the local watering hole. I'll be in there with Costner. Don't worry. There's going to be some sloppy seconds here. There's going to be some runoff here. Now, I then said to my family, good news, we've been invited to Kevin Costner's ranch to spend the night and take the kids. And Costner was a mensch. We rode bikes. He threw my sister, got an arm on him. 30-yard bombs, 60-yard bombs. But that's the only reason we're there is because it's something that our dads would have never done in 200,000 million years. You know what I'm saying? And yes, I should have at that point been able to say, Dad would like to sleep in his own bed tonight. Also, Dad's on the road all the time, so sleeping at home is kind of a thing. And yes, family could have gone along with that, but no, we had a Mexican standoff in Costner's cabin, and then that went down as a loss for Dad. Yeah, because he said he wanted to sleep. Dad took the L because I wanted to sleep my own bed, and I gave it up.
And you still got shit for it. Even though you took the L that night and agreed to stay.
Well, it was very traumatic.
That's right. Very traumatic. You guys remember hanging at Costner's house.
Back to the news. Jeff Bezos defends Washington Post decision to stop endorsing presidents days before election. So long and short of it is that, right before the election, Jeff Bezos just decided, oh, no, we're not going to endorse any presidential candidate.
They just know that this thing is so done. The only hope is some kind of rigging going on. If you're actually watching the traders, the trading, it's like 30-point blowouts. And that's why he's like, why are we going to put our name on a dying cow?
Yeah, well, also, I do believe that these publications have realized that they've lost all credibility.
Yes.
There's no business model here. I wouldn't listen to anything that came out of the Los Angeles Times ever, or the New York Times ever, or even CNN. I don't believe it. You traded your credibility. You started to lose it during Hunter Biden's laptop, and then you completely lost it during COVID. You have no fucking credibility anymore, and you need to start trying to claw some of it back.
I would say they lost it during Hillary versus Trump and Hillary versus Bernie, where we saw this kind of moment where everybody, Bernie was playing stadiums and Hillary Clinton was putting Sam Tripoli numbers into a cafe. You know what I'm saying? And we're told that they're neck and neck, and it was the first time what we saw and what they were telling us was starting to diverge.
Don't you think that it's always been this way, and now because of the internet we get this information?
Well, yeah, now we can all talk and be like, this doesn't make sense.
And there's more misinformation out there where we don't even know what's true anymore.
Well, they don't want you to know. That's the ultimate demoralization. You don't know who to trust and what, and that's kind of the game. Like after the Trump assassination, within 5 minutes they had 3 guys. It could be any of these 3 guys. Like, how do you know that? 5 minutes after this thing happened, it could be one of these 3 guys. And I was like, oh, they're just, if they can't control it, they're flooding it. They're just flooding it.
So I think these publications are going to have to start tacking back toward the center and not know they're just sort of bought and paid for by the Democratic Party, because that's not a great business model for them. So maybe, the LA Times did this. Yeah. Probably over different reasons. Bezos is probably. And then they're going to have all the hardcore nut jobs quit or whatever. And they're going to have to just sort of purge it and get back to something.
Cut the dead weight and get back to just giving the news. They really have to go, okay, we've lost the narrative. We've lost their trust. We're going to have to spend time bringing that back in.
I've said, interesting thought experiment. I've said to almost everyone in this building, if I'd asked you about CNN 10 years ago, what would you say? They'd go, I don't know, news, whatever. I said, if you asked them today, would you believe me? They go, I'd have to look at, I'd have to do some more, whatever on it. But that means you've lost your.
Yeah, isn't it sort of a product of the culture, though, that anybody who wants to go into journalism now is either one way or another because they're hyper-partisanized by the culture, by the internet, by
you
everything
get bigger if you go one way or the other. Like if you go hard right, hard left, there's a lot more business than down the middle.
Down the middle.
Because engagement drives traffic.
And that's the scary part.
How about this, Adam?
Agree.
Rachel Maddows, whose batting average is worse than Aaron Judge in the World Series right now, like, is back on Russian collusion.
Yeah.
She just had a big thing the other day where I forgot the name of the lady. They were just like, yeah, Russia's probably going to interfere with this election. I'm like, how are you allowed to say that when you burnt all the trust you had pushing? Oh, dude, they're going to hit our energy grids. Completely wrong about everything.
Yeah, the Nord Stream pipeline. And it is weird with a straight face because you can put together a 2-hour montage of these people going, you get the vaccine stops.
Yeah.
You don't get infected, you don't spread the infection, it stops. With such pomposity and conviction, right there. It's never ending. It's weird. They're like fighters that get knocked out and come right back and fight the next week and have no thoughts about it.
Way back in the day, Louis Anderson used to talk about comedy. Comedians would decide what's funny, and then at some point the Suits took over, and then people were creating entertainment, not to entertain the people, but to entertain the Suits and give the Suits what they wanted.
Yes.
And I feel like that's what happened to the news. Like the news is only saying what their bosses want to hear instead of telling us what we need to know.
Yes.
Well, here's a fun one. Carlos Mencia gave a full moon at a comedy gig. Just straight pulled his ass cheeks out. Yeah, a couple was being rude at a stand-up set, and he dropped his pants, took a bow, and showed him his bare ass.
I have a theory with mooning and BAs.
All right.
Guys with hairy asses don't do it. We live in shame. We live in shame. Guys with smooth brown asses do it all the time.
You're right.
They do it all the time. Like they just will do it if your ass.
And it's not even a good ass to moon. Dude.
I know.
I mean,
my ass is too white and too hairy to whip it out.
That thing has dents in it. Look at it. It's got dents in it.
I don't know. Maybe he's using the wrong filter.
I don't know, bro. But but why is this a story? It's so crazy.
The thing about the BA is the bare ass is fine and almost adolescent and no problemo. But if you get the BS involved with the BA, now we're in trouble, which is backsack. Backsack takes BA from fun and games to scarring, to a mental scarring.
You get on a list if you get the scrote.
You get backsack, we got an issue.
But it's also so interesting in our society because let's say that's a hot chick doing that.
Yeah.
There is like real currency in that. Like think about that as what that must do to your mind going, if I take this off, I make a lot of money and everybody celebrates me. Like the weird kind of power that is. And then he does the same thing and now he's just getting annihilated.
But that's the rules. A naked chick is sexy. Naked dude is funny. So that's the way it goes.
Or traumatizing.
That's trauma.
Also, Mencia,
do some squats if you're going to do that.
Mencia's turning into the Mexican Neil deGrasse Tyson. I think you can see. Look at that picture.
Yes.
You put an afro on him and go, "That's Neil deGrasse Tyson was doing a set."
Just an astrophysicist talking about how many genders there are.
Oh yeah,
I feel guilty in a way because I was the guy that went, "Hey, Rogan, the guy did a joke just like yours. He said, "What did you say?" And then he went in and did that incident, the famous YouTube.
You kicked that off?
There. I was outside in the parking lot smoking a joint with Ari Shaffir. Yeah.
What?
Allegedly.
Ari Shaffir smokes marijuana cigarettes?
He does.
Well, wait a second. You were at Ground Zero for that?
That night. Yeah. I heard a commotion and didn't know that was a big drama until a million years later.
Well, what's crazy about that is that is a great example of your ego is not your amigo. If Carlos Mencia doesn't walk on stage, we're in a totally different timeline.
I know, you're right, yeah.
Well, so what happened?
He did like a voice that Joe did. That was the only thing that I was like, wow, that was like exactly like.
You saw Joe set that night?
I saw Joe set that night, and then later on, Mencia came on and went, did that same kind of tard voice that Joe did. And I was like, oh, wow, that was like just like Joe.
Wait a minute, I'm the grandfather of the tard voice.
Yeah,
Jesus
exactly.
Christ.
It also would do that.
But
Joe
also the premise was like something, it was very similar.
So
I don't remember
went
exactly
out to you were blowing spleef with Ari in the parking lot.
And I just mentioned to Joe, hey, man, he did like a joke just like yours. And I was like, I was like young, like 22 or something. And I was just
Young Mayhem.
Yeah, Young Mayhem was, I was just shocked that, I thought that you weren't allowed to do that.
You're technically not.
Right. Yeah, that's what I mean. So I didn't know the whole comedian. I was like I watched Comedy Central, but I wasn't like,
what happened
I was a little kid. I was fighter.
Joe introduced the next comic, which was Kurt Fox, who was opening for Carlos Mencia as he opens for Carlos Mystelia.
Yeah.
And then, like an idiot, Carlos comes on stage, and the reason Carlos lost everybody is, well, right now he won't admit he did it. And I like Carlos. I root for him. He won't admit he did it. And then they found out he was a Mexican. And in those communities, that's a big deal, dude.
Yeah.
I know, yeah.
Yeah, see, I'm the opposite. I find out you are Mexican, I don't like it. So then Joe goes up on stage?
Yeah.
While Mencia is on stage and confronts him?
He calls him out, okay, so he brings up Kurt. Kurt goes up on stage. Carlos walks right on stage, grabs the mic from Kirk, starts screaming at Rogan. Rogan comes back on stage. Young Rogan comes back on stage, and then all chaos breaks loose.
How was it filmed?
Joe was kind of ahead of his time of doing these like video blogs, and Brian Redband, who we met in Ohio, just was filming everything.
Yeah, Redband was everywhere, always with that camera.
That's early for
it was real
grabbed
early. It was
on
like a
tape.
long time ago.
Yeah. So you were the typhoid Mary of that whole.
I always do the same thing. I'm the COVID guy. I'm not. Yeah, I guess that's some.
Wow.
In other news, Joe Rogan.
Hold on. Now we got Susan Olsen out there. And
great.
She's been waiting for a while.
Okay.
All right. So Sam, let me give you a plug.
Thank you, buddy.
Website samtripoli.com. That's where the special is. Why is everyone? What? Sorry.
Why is everybody getting quiet?
Sorry, it's handwritten. So
it's all good, dude.
A little tough.
There we go.
All right, there it is. Go watch it. It's full hour.
Yeah, it's 51 minutes.
That's good enough. Oh, we got Neil deGrasse Tyson and Mencia's picture.
Yeah, there we go. And that's a young Neil deGrasse Tyson.
It is, yeah.
Because he's gotten sloppy since.
A little sloppier.
Yeah.
All right.
Dustin Ibarra is on the Adam Carolla Show.
I just discovered a sixth Miho.
What?
Yeah, there's another one.
What?
There's one last Miho.
An unreleased Miho.
There's a previously unreleased Miho.
Okay.
I forgot about this one. Yeah, so there's not just 5 Mihos. There's 6 Mihos.
What is it?
Sixth Miho.
Okay.
Takes place. I'm in the grips of depression. The boy was all I had.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And I really cannot hold it together anymore. And I finally decide to commit suicide.
Wow.
And I sit there with a glass of wine and a candle burning, holding a picture of Miho from the 6th grade, hand shaking as I put the pistol to my head.
Wow.
And as we draw in tight on a picture of Miho, we just hear me whisper, Miho. And boom, and then we hear the shot, and we go to black. Credits roll. Credits roll on me. Huh?
That's intense.
That's the sixth me, huh?
Yeah.
No one said it was going to be a simple or easy journey.
You know what's tripping me out? Because I was picturing her with the wine, the picture, and the gun.
Not in the same hand.
Oh, okay.
No, that's on the end table.
Oh, the wine is down.
Let the set dresser deal with the wine.
Okay, it was tripping me out. I'm like, is she holding the gun and the wine?
No, but you're not. Let the set dresser deal with that.
I'm all about the details.
No, I know. She's holding the pistol.
Okay, holding the pistol
with the picture.
Yeah,
you know, in the frame.
We all agree it's one of those Jesus candles, right?
Oh yeah,
can see that.
yeah. That's Saint somebody. Yeah, or maybe Fauci. I don't know. Right. All right, what do we got?
Got some news, guys. Both The West Wing and Chicken Wings eluded the Harris campaign. The popular YouTube show Hot Ones turned down Kamala Harris pre-election interview request.
They turned her down.
They turned her down, which is a little bit of twisting the knife. It seems like. Post-election. Hot Ones, which is a great show. They didn't want to do any politics, so they weren't going to take us. Cutter added, which is part of the Harris team. He's spilling all the beans right now about
I did
everything.
Hot Ones.
Yeah, you did, right?
Yeah.
How was it? Did you get through to like the third, fourth level?
He didn't win the White House. So. I don't think you're.
I mowed right through him without any incident at all because I realized that most that kind of stuff was sort of in your head.
What? But it's hot ass food. You ever been pepper sprayed? Yeah, that's not all in your head.
Oh yeah,
yeah. It's like Caspian powder or something.
But
like
I can see how it's like you're on.
No,
a show.
not all. It's not all in your head. But here's what I'm saying. I can compartmentalize stuff, and I can deal with discomfort in a big way and compartmentalize.
Your mom helped you with that.
My mom helped me deal with major discomfort. So I am not a big hot food guy. I'll put a little Tabasco on eggs or something, but I'm not into hot food, and I would have the same effect that anyone had with hot food. And then when you get to the Scoville level of like 4 million or something at the end, I was like, give me those wings. I'm putting them all in my mouth. My tongue may be on fire, but that's it. Nothing else. I will not be affected in any way.
You just man-carded right through that show? That's what you're saying?
Fucking carded right the fuck through it. And this is why I tell everyone when they're like, I'm not feeling it today. I don't think I should come into work. I just go to work. Just get up and get dressed and go to work. And they go, I don't think I should. I go, just go to work. Just go to work.
Yeah,
you do whatever you want.
Hot wing. So
yeah. I went right through it. No problem.
Yeah.
And if I've said many times, if you would ask me 10 minutes later on the ride home, what did I just do? If I didn't know it, I wouldn't have known it. There was no after effects. There was no prom on the toilet the next day. There's no nothing for dinner. There's no reflux. There's
you didn't
no
take any Tums? Nothing?
No,
you were just
nothing.
like, wow.
I just mowed right through it and went home.
I'm sure you're not. Really? I should have watched your episode for this because I feel like at some point your body physiologically.
You can watch probably The Last Wing. It's up somewhere.
No sweating?
No, it's funny. I brought a towel because when I eat hot food, normally my forehead gets all. If I eat like something really zesty or peppery or something, I'll have to mop my forehead. Yeah, thought I'd do it. Nothing. Da Bomb, the spiciest sauce of alls is Da Bomb, I guess.
Here we go.
I don't know what the Scoville scale is, but
it's 135, 600.
135,000.
Yeah,
we get it. It's hot sauce.
It's getting real over here.
Ominous music.
So, Adam, I know that you're a connoisseur of the good, bad movie genre, the 80s era movies that are so over the top, so corny, that they're actually kind of good. So what I want to do is bounce some titles off of you. I'm just curious about your thoughts.
All right.
Why do you think Sylvester Stallone's Cobra is a must-watch movie?
Well, everyone knows, Rambo, and everyone knows Rocky, and everyone knows even Over the Top, but they sleep on Cobra. Cobra is Stallone at his Stallonius, you know. It's an insane. Oh, my glasses are starting to.
All right.
The whole
See,
thing's
you remembered it a
insane.
little wrong.
I fucked up my glasses here, just yelling about pepperoni pizza. It has everything you need in a movie, and no one's ever seen it. And it makes no sense at all, and for that reason, you gotta watch Cobra.
Point Break or Roadhouse?
Point Break is actually kind of a goodish movie. All right, so is this me eating the hottest one? So Roadhouse. All right,
Gotta watch Roadhouse. That's the hottest.
That looked easy.
I know, yeah, you really did handle it.
Where any movie where somebody said they were retired, but I don't know what Kamala's doing, and I look. Whatever. She's horrible. She's a horrible person. She's horrible at her job. She's
Well, no, but
horrible
the
at
whole
everything.
point was I didn't mention that they reached out to hot ones.
Right.
And on contrast, Trump did, this past weekend with Theo Von, Break 50, The Undertaker's 6 Feet Under, Barstool Sports, Bussin' with the Boys, the Joe Rogan Experience. Like, he went on everything and it paid off for him.
Yeah.
Next up, DEI programs can actually escalate hostility and racial tensions, new study claims. And the New York Times.
Yeah, no shit. Go to LAX.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Listen, I've said it 1 billion times. I have no idea why no one understands this. Convincing black people that they're not wanted here is going to cause downstream problems.
Yeah.
They're not going to be happy.
Yeah.
And it's going to lead to something. It's going to lead to a lot of wrestling with cops and a lot of mean people.
Wrestling with cops. That's a nice way to say
Well,
it.
if you think the cop's there to kill you, then why not?
You're gonna wrestle him.
Wrestle with him. That's all I'm saying.
Do you were you into NASCAR at all?
No, but I like cars. I like race cars. I've not been into NASCAR.
I was a big NASCAR guy.
Really?
I remember when I saw it, DEI. That's Dale Earnhardt. I think it was Dale Earnhardt Incorporated. Like he was the owner of the teams, his son's team and Michael Waltrip's team. So every time I see DEI, I think Dale Earnhardt. Yeah. And I think that.
Trade paint.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, what they call it is a hostile attribution bias. So what happens is people get fired up that there's exactly what you've been talking about. They separate us.
Well, here's
segregation.
Here's the problem. It's baked in. It's an issue. It's a big issue. No one wants to talk about it because it's not popular. And white people have been basically like, I'm just going to shut up and stand on the sidelines and pretend I agree with all this bullshit. But here's the deal. Black people constantly talk about, you don't know what it's like to be black and be in our society. If you listen to Sunny Hostin, she's like, you don't know what it's like. It's like, you're a hot rich chick. Don't fucking hand me that shit. You don't know what it's like to be poor. Poor is where you get the shit kicked out of you. It's not, Jay-Z's fine.
Yeah.
It's when you're fucking poor is when society really beats the shit out of you. And all facets of it, I used to get my car towed, I got 3 motorcycles towed because I was poor. As soon as I got rich, I never got another parking ticket. I never got towed. I never had any more issues. I parked in my garage at night. I didn't fucking park on the street. And the street cleaners coming at 6 a.m. and I forgot. And now I got another ticket. Being poor, that's what we're really discriminated against. But what they don't really understand, like Michelle Obama does this all the time. All the leftist politicians, they're all fucking race hustlers. What they do is they go, you don't know what it's like being a black woman. I'm invisible. I remember this one time I went to go get frozen yogurt with my kids, and some woman just cut in front of us in line. It's like, hey, bitch, that happens to everyone all fucking day, every day. It's not because you're black.
So in fact, if I see a black person, I'm like, I'm not going to cut in front of them.
I'm much less apt to cut in front of
you can
the black
go ahead
man.
of me,
Go
actually.
ahead.
I don't know what I'm getting.
I remember you from the airport.
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, okay. What they do not realize is life is a never-ending avalanche of like frustrating bullshit. That guy flicked me off in his car even though he cut me off. Or
microaggressions.
Yes, and macro. Like, what the fuck or why? Lots of shitty neighbors who call the cops. Just fucking tons of it. And then you're a black person and you go, oh, it's because I'm black. No, it's because everyone's a dick. That's what it is. And then we convince them that everyone hates them because they're black, and then we release them out into the wild, and then they take their pound of flesh, as they should. If they were convinced, if someone convinced me that society hated me, then I would be a douche to other members of society who didn't look like me.
Yeah, the study kind of concludes when people are supposed to see anti-racist material in the ideology, it looks like what happens is they become more likely to punish for any evidence of wrongdoing. That includes protesting people, calling for dismissal, demanding public apologies, receiving people calling for their relocation.
Also, isn't everyone just ideology? I mean, like Trump's cabinet's appointments so far are tons of chicks who we don't think of as chicks. The left doesn't think of that. Like, oh, good, we got a woman in charge. No, we don't. We have a woman who disagrees with you. They don't like Pam Bondi from fucking Florida. They don't want that bitch in charge of anything. You know what I mean? It's the same where if you take a black guy, but he's a Republican, he's fucking done. It's not like black people like him or include him into the group. Trump picks Indian guys. He's got Indian guys, chicks, gay guy running the Fed. He's got tons of different people that no one cares about. No one thinks of diverse. No one anything. And by the way, I don't think of him as an Indian guy or a chick. I just go, fucking Vivek Ramaswamy. Yeah. Yes, get in there and fucking dismantle this fucking behemoth government that's spending all my money. Go do it, Vivek.
Smart guy.
I don't go, hey, Indian guy. They just did.
Trump probably does it. Indian guy.
He calls him Indian guy.
Definitely
well, actually, he says
Haji.
Haji. Size of a camel.
Yeah.
Sim salibim.
That's right. All right. Good. Enough. Do away with it. It doesn't work. Nothing works. None of these ideas are good.
The real hook to this story, though, is that the New York Times potentially buried this, and the Times spokesperson said that the story was pulled in the 11th hour because, then this is a great quote, our journalists are always considering potential topics for news coverage, evaluating them for newsworthiness, and often choose not to pursue further reporting for a variety of reasons.
Yeah, they don't listen.
It doesn't fit their narrative. Yeah.
New York Times is DEI all the time. All the people with the bad ideas, all the people with the defund the police, all the people with the let's raise the minimum to $850 for larceny so we don't arrest all these poor people of color. All the 6-foot distance for COVID, fucking paper mask, take the vax for your 14-year-old healthy son, DEI. They're wrong about everything. About everything, and instead of just fucking bathing in a tub of incorrectness, which is where they should reside, they just try to squash stories that do not comport with their version of reality, which is wrong.
Man, I know I'm fired up right now.
Jesus Christ, you fuckers are wrong about everything. So just fucking suck it up. Or by the way, get into a different business.
Yeah.
You're in the prognostication department, and you haven't fucking picked a winner in 18 years. What are you doing? Do you know what I mean? You're bad. You're really bad at your job. You got everything COVID wrong. Los Angeles Times, every single thing to do with COVID was wrong. Ooh. And now the guy, Jay Bhattacharya or whoever, who he tried to get blackballed and pulled off of Twitter, and you guys attacked as a quack, is now running the CDC.
You know what? I'll go right into that. I'll go right into that because Trump picks a COVID lockdown critic to lead a top health agency.
Yes.
Jay Bhattacharya.
He's not a COVID lockdown critic. He's a guy who was right about everything COVID, so we decided to destroy his life.
Yeah. Yeah, well, now he's back. You know, he's going to lead this top health agency. Trump has selected the Stanford University-trained physician and economist to lead the National Health Institute, or National Institutes of Health, the biggest government-funded biomedical research entity.
You do understand this guy just dared to go, hey, I'm trained, and me and my colleagues who are trained don't think what you guys are doing with COVID is correct.
Yeah, and they're like, shut up.
And they're like, oh, we got to destroy this guy's credibility.
Yeah.
You know,
like Fauci was like, we got to destroy this guy so they'll listen to me and do the wrong shit. And by the way, people don't have an issue with this? You were fucking instructed to do the wrong thing about COVID for 3 years, and you don't want to take a look and examine it just a little bit and go, what the fuck were these people up to? And then why they blackball this guy?
Well, it's kind of it's a cool story though, because now he got everything back, right? He's at a higher level.
He's going to be the guy. Yeah. Looking back at it does seem like, that they could have just let the healthy people get it and go through it and separated the weaker people. So
why did they need to
die.
destroy the guy who thought differently than them?
I think that's the times that we live in, because you have to crush somebody down to raise your way up. At least that's what it seems like, yeah.
I mean, I was out there banging my pots and pans, doing everything I could.
For the nurses?
Yeah, I thought it killed COVID, right?
Yeah.
It does.
Yeah.
Good job, you did your part.
Okay, see.
There's a clip of him, I think I liked it, Byron or Joe, or there's a clip of Bhattacharya in front of, I don't even know how to say his last name, but Jay, in front of Congress, basically sort of laying it out. I think I liked it from the other day. I love this guy. And everyone should be asking, what the fuck was the government doing during COVID, and what was CNN and MSNBC and all the other fucking liars doing? What were they doing? What was Sanjay Gupta from CNN doing during COVID? He was lying to you. Why the fuck is that okay with you? And then why would you listen to Sanjay Gupta about anything ever again if that's all he did was lie during COVID? And why did all the liars try to destroy the people who were telling the truth? That's right.
Something fishy was going on.
Yes.
I have no idea. I don't understand what they got out of the whole COVID experience. Like, what did they have stock in hand sanitizer or
it could have been that, or like Pfizer.
What happened was Fauci was doing gain of function work in China that we funded because we couldn't do it here in the United States.
When you say gain of function, what exactly does that mean?
We're taking viruses from the animal world and seeing how they could be transferred to the human world.
Okay.
But why?
For war,
biological warfare,
and and if somebody ostensibly unleashed it on us as well. I don't know that it's all offensive. Some of it is defensive, I think. Yeah. And the world is sort of like going, well, we don't condone that here in the United States.
But you got to take it over there.
But take it over to China, and then Fauci will backdoor it over there, and then we can fund it through shell corporations and shit. We'll figure out a way to get you some funding, and then you experiment on this disease in China, and then it escapes the lab and it comes over here, and then Fauci goes, well, I don't want anyone going to the lab in China, so what I'll do is I'll say it came from a wet market, and then I'll get a bunch of other like-minded stooges to say that as well, and then we'll take it a step further. If you say it came from the lab, then that makes you racist, and then we'll get our stooge useful idiots over at CNN and MSNBC to join us in this, and then they'll come out with like, a study came out, said it couldn't have come from the lab. Okay, good. And then anyone who said it did come from the lab will attack them.
Yeah, I didn't believe that wet market thing. I said, you ever been to Golden Corral?
Yeah.
I look at that, I'm like, okay, how is this not making diseases?
Yeah.
Macaroni that close to pork? That doesn't make sense.
Out of arroz con pollo?
Yeah, fish and
that's right.
Red chicken.
Yeah, cross-contaminating the pudding.
Yeah.
Well, I know what you're saying.
The ambrosia
didn't make any
salad
sense to me.
Snuggling up to the Caesar.
Yeah, come on. If that hasn't made a disease, then what will?
Yeah, so then that's what happened, and then people on the right started saying it, so then people on the left just said, fuck you, we love Fauci, because all they did was politicize it. So anyone who had questions about the vaccine or about the efficacy of masks or where COVID even emanated from, like where it began, they were considered Trump guys, so then they all battled any of those people.
People had such a boner over Fauci, too. I was thinking about that the other day, how when he opened Saturday Night Live and stuff, and I'm like, what's the guy?
History's not going to be kind to him. There's going to be a bunch more shit about Fauci.
You think so?
There's already a bunch of emails and shit. He's fucking horrible and corrupt.
Yeah, not my proudest jerk.
Whenever the media really gets behind someone, I'm always like, all right, what's going on?
I know.
What is this guy?
The guy they loved 10 minutes before they loved Fauci was Michael Avenatti.
Yeah, right.
The ladies from The View loved Michael Avenatti, who's in prison right now.
Yeah.
And first, and then they moved on to Fauci. So let's not trust them.
Yeah, Trump also picked Marty McCary, John Hopkins surgeon who opposed the COVID-19 vaccine mandate to run the Food and Drug Administration. We already know RFK's in there. And then Trump nominated TV personality Dr. Mehmet Oz to be the Centers for Medicare and Medicaid Services Administrator.
Yep.
He's
another ethnic.
Yeah,
that doesn't count. Diversity.
Counts as a Trump guy.
He is getting a lot in there. Good job. There you go. DEI.
Next story is the ex-Google CEO Eric Schmidt warns perfect AI girlfriends could worsen loneliness for young men.
Here we go.
This is what's happening. Parents are going to have to be more involved for obvious reasons, but at the end of the day, parents can only control what their sons, daughters are doing within reason. AI-powered chatbots are talking to young men and, kind of twisting their brain.
Wait, maybe we could. I had a thought. First off, we scoff at like robot AI girlfriends, but I was staring at a hustler when I was 17. Like, what's the big difference?
Oh, imagine.
You know what I mean?
It's because a hustler wouldn't like talk to you and stuff. That'd be trippy, right?
Yeah.
Get in your head, ask you, Adam, how's your day? Like, my mom's let herself go. I'll never let myself go.
I'll always shave my armpits for you, Sailor.
It's gonna be weird, dude.
But how about this? All right, but anyway, how can we judge? I jerked off to a chick on a raft box once. You know what I mean? She was she looked good. She was advertising the raft, but they need some of the hottest models are raft models. I don't know if you guys know that.
True.
Yeah, I know.
You know why? Because first off, you got to be in a bikini.
Yeah.
You got to look good on that raft.
Yeah.
But you have to have a certain sort of homespun authenticity.
Oh, yeah. Like, she could be my girlfriend.
Yeah, I could get her. I bet her name is Monica or something that I could get. You know what I mean? And she's in a pool. And plus, I like the pool, too. I don't have a pool. I wonder if Monica's folks would let me hang out in their pool.
Oh, probably. Monica's a down-home girl.
They look good, but they're not like Victoria's Secret or spokesmodel or over the top.
They look
attainable, and you could show them off to your friends, and people would think there was a real relationship
so you
there.
jacked it to this. Was it a big box?
Well, I couldn't afford the raft, but when I would
just took a picture in your
Snapshot,
mind. Okay.
Spank bank. When I'd go into the Big Five in Van Nuys, I'd go,
I'm gonna do that later.
She's so hot.
I like the part of the reason that you masturbated to her is that she had a backstory that you definitely she's like an OnlyFans model for your era.
See, that was your AI. You were already creating this. Imagine if you could create that.
I could see myself coming over there on hot July days, and just kind of kicking it by the pool.
Yeah, her dad's cool and lets you drink,
She's like, Adam, you need another Tecate? I'm like, oh, yeah. I could do another Tecate. And just sitting there on the shallow end with my feet in there, maybe my pants rolled up.
You don't have to take your shirt off, babe. I wasn't gonna.
She's sunning herself on that raft.
Yeah.
She was, I had a whole backstory for that raft girl.
I wonder what she's up to these days, Adam.
She may have moved up to like sea kayaks.
No, maybe Sea-Doos, perhaps.
Maybe modeling. Sea-Doos.
I had things like that. Mine was my brother had that ZZ Top CD. Remember that CD with the chicks on it? Oh, bro, and they were I think it was like 3 smoking chicks, but then they also had ZZ Top was on there too. So you're looking at it.
You gotta look around the beard.
Yeah, you gotta put your thumb over what's his name.
You don't want to stare you right.
Well, that's why you always go with the raft box.
Yeah, there's no other dudes.
Bearded guys floating on a raft next to them.
That's true.
Just the one chick.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But the girlfriend.
Maybe I'm into that, though. I don't know.
The AI.
just unlocked him right now.
Yeah, wow.
The AI girlfriend that we think is pathetic could probably be used as a training tool. Like, I probably could have used one when I was 26 because I was bad. I didn't know what I was doing.
Cool.
You know, like the AI girlfriend. Like, I would say stuff like, come on, get in the car, let's go eat. And they'd be like, a gentleman would open the door.
Oh, thanks, babe.
Okay, you're right.
Yeah.
And just sort of now it's time to hold my hand. And like I would do stuff like if we're in a mall, I would walk 10 feet ahead of them, like looking for stuff, instead of slowing down and doing the hand holding. We could have one is like a tutorial, like a coaching.
That would have helped so because you won't practice. People don't. You don't practice on real things.
I wouldn't
and
have
other
failed
things.
algebra twice if I had an AI saying, "Oh, you can do that, but after you do the algebra homework."
That's why they have CPR dummies. They don't give them a real person.
Not a real person. In Mexico, it's a real person, but here it's not. No, you're right. I'd be in there, like AI would be outside the bathroom. Adam, what are you doing in there with your raft box? Oh, yeah, no, it's just coming out. Yeah, here I go. Yeah, what do you want to do? Yeah. Pull the chair out before she sits down at the restaurant.
Those nice things.
Learn a little etiquette, some manners. I used to chew with my mouth wide open.
Oh yeah, she'd be like, "Hey,"
people would say like, "Good morning," and I'd go, "How's it good?" You should say good morning back to them.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like I didn't learn which fork was the salad fork.
I still don't know.
I don't know. Well, you don't have an AI girlfriend.
I know. I need to get one. I have a fiance, but maybe I could get an AI girlfriend, and then that would help our relationship.
Well, see, the fact that we've been talking about this so long, this story takes a left turn. Instead of just talking about the AI girlfriends, it goes into the fact that there's been way more college enrollments for women, and it's like guys are just hanging back and beating off all day.
We don't care. Yeah,
hanging out and beating off all
They're just
day.
they have why should you go get a college level job when
I can
you
just
have
beat off
your
all day?
AI girlfriend
Ripping
right
bong loads and watching raft boxes.
Exactly right.
It's the American dream, bro.
I would name my AI girlfriend. I think you got to look this name up.
Aisha?
That's what I was hoping.
Heloise. Heloise. Does that reference mean anything?
No, what is that?
Man, is this a 70s movie?
Heloise, I believe, was a woman sort of like Dear Abby, but for etiquette.
Oh, you're right.
Like in the 60s or something. Heloise was a renowned woman of letters and philosopher of love and friendship, as well as eventual high-ranking abbess in the Catholic Church. Heloise would teach you how to be well-mannered and show etiquette and be kind.
Pygmalion style. Yeah, so you're getting at an AI chatbot like Pygmalion style, teach you how to speak correctly all the while tickling your penis.
Yeah. I like it.
I know. I think that's the way to get some couth.
I hope you could switch it up. Switch up the skins too, like Fortnite.
Yeah. We name her Heloise, and she teaches your boy manners.
Yeah.
And gives a hell of a blowjob.
Yeah. There we go.
There we go.
Technology.
With Heloise. All right. Gary Sinise is going to join me in a moment. Dustin, always good talking to you.
Bro, thanks for having me, man.
You got the 6 mijos locked and loaded now?
I got the 6 mijos. I'm going to have dreams about it. I'll start working on a script. Maybe I could pitch it to you, start pinning it out. Yeah.
Now, remember, arroz is rice.
Frijoles is beans.
Frijoles is beans. And rojo is red.
Yeah.
But there is such a thing as red beans and rice.
Oh, whoa,
which
bro.
could take
Come on.
your entire world and make a peanut butter cup out of it.
That's a lot. That's a lot.
Live shows coming up.
Yep.
Dustin, where should we go? Funny Bone, Columbus, Ohio, December 4th, and then we should just go to your website, right?
Yeah, I'm all around. I don't think I'm the funny. I might be. I'm everywhere. WeenieTips.com.
WeenieTips.com. All right.